I've just come down off the top of Knockaphuca, which is a mountain close to where I live, and I was running up here. I run up here a lot, and it occurred to me that there are several analogies between my run up Knockaphuca and your journey in building an online business. And I would like to share those with you now. Here are 4. And the first one is... and I mean, it applies to my run anyway. First one is as soon as I head off out of my back door, I feel a sense of elation and I'm full of energy. And that is me. This is common to all runners and running. After a little while, suddenly your aerobic stores sort of that you have at that time run out and you're into anaerobic respiration. And it gets a little bit harder, and that's where your body is kicking into some sort of conveyor belt where it can supply enough oxygen to your cells. And that's what happens when you start an online business. After the initial surge of enthusiasm, often you get a lull where you start wondering what it's all for and whether you're going to be able to achieve your goals or not. But then after a while, when you're running, there's a balance occurs. Your anaerobic and your aerobic respiration sort of balances. The system of producing energy anyway gets established, and your breathing steadies, and you're okay. You can run then. You feel as though you could run all day then, and that's what happens in online business. After a while, you get over certain psychological barriers, and you start moving, and it's brilliant. The other analogy is the fact that I live at the bottom of this mountain. I can see the top of the mountain right from the beginning of my run. It's in the distance, so I can see my goal right at the beginning. I don't know if it's good or not in the instance of the run, because you think you've got an awful long way to go. So I just set myself little goals, and it's the same with online business. You have to have an overall goal, but if you just concentrate solely on that, it sometimes becomes a little bit out of reach. So you have to set yourself little goals, little milestones, little steps. The next analogy is the markers. There are once you get fairly close to the summit here, there are markers for tourists walking up there, and I am very fond of those markers because I helped put them up a few years ago. They're just posts with little yellow tops on, and those markers help guide you to your goal. Just like the SFM community, mutually supportive, the way that we all help each other, that is like markers guiding you to your goal. And the last analogy is that I've got long distance runner's legs, which means they're very long and thin and spindly, and the source of great humour for my wife and my friends. But I'm very fond of my little legs. They've carried me a long way, and I know that they will get me where I want to be. And so that's an analogy about self-belief. When you're doing something like this, which is a little bit out of the ordinary, you will get a lot of people mocking you or criticizing you or trying to advise you that you're on the wrong path. You have to believe in yourself. Believe in yourself. Think about all the times in the past that you have achieved your goals, and trust in those thin little spindly legs, because they will get you there in the end. Anyway, it's a beautiful day. I had hoped to record some birds singing because that was amazing, but they seem to have flown away. I'm going to go down now and have a cup of tea. Bye.